Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and
because I'm a trusted member of the media, I've got to be honest. I can't just call everything woke trash all the time and just put down, everything just because it's SJW. This
Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers is a flip-flopper and a hypocrite.
And I put a link for my new Last Week in Clickbait t-shirts that we just put out, and they are on sale right now if you're interested in that.
Later, really, I was like, I love this movie. I settled on, that I was going to give it an 8 out of 10. Now, I settled on, that I was going to give it an 8 out of 10. Now, I settled on, that I was going to give it an 8 out of 10. Now.
Good afternoon, warriors! Welcome to Movie Madness, Episode 4! And this is going to be a bumpy ride, so sit tight. I'm going all out with my balls out. That's why I only film from the waist up. They're big and flying free. And I'm going to give you my no holds barred, gloves off, gloves are off view of the Phantom Menace and Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. So, sit tight. And I only lost 10 subs yesterday. Let's see if I can break that record. Now, as you see the title of this video, this is a video, a Boycott is coming for D&D and Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. And I'm going to get to that. It's going to be towards the end of the video just to prepare you. But before you go to war, you need to separate the men from the soy. So that's why I'm going to talk about the Phantom Menace. And a lot of you out there are not going to like it. But guess what? I'm ready for you! Come at me. Hash it out! I also might subvert your expectations on all this calling out of the Phantom Menace. Because a lot of you out there that think I'm calling it out just to get a response, quite the opposite. There's lots of reasons I'm calling them out. But one is because I know he won't. And a lot of this video is going to be Jeremy of Geeks and Gamers exposed. Remember those videos? When you try to hide the truth, you do it with parody and sarcasm. A lot of what I do here, a lot of this madness in my speculating mind, a lot of truth is in humor. That's the flip-flopper's biggest fear, is to be exposed as a trend whore. He's a perfect YouTuber. And if you look for YouTubers, the big ones, for heroes, I have some insight for you. The hypocrisy and lack of credibility of the council is astounding. Before I go in hard on that flip-flopper of flippinfloppers.com, I want to make a small comment on that Comico. The great big Star Wars fan. I think he likes Star Wars. I don't think he cares. Except for the bank of fandom. With constant withdrawals and no deposits. The fandom is not a bank. And, so, does the Comico really care about Star Wars? I think he cares what it gets him. I think he's preparing Indiegogo campaigns for The Rise of Skywalker. And I don't think he holds Star Wars or movie fandom in the same regard as comics. And that's what I want. I want the fandom to come together because there's people, and there's brothers and warriors in the fandom that want Star Wars and movies, the movie culture, the movie fandom to get better just as bad as the Comic-Co wants comics to get better. But he doesn't treat it with the same respect. And what does Overlord Doomcock say? Without respect, we reject. We don't get the respect. It's a joke. It's a place for them to make some money on t-shirts, some super chats, live stream drunk, and then get what you need to fund your next comic. And then bring in your Comic-Co friends to do the same. When does it end? Yes, it's funny. But just because you're charismatic and you're parked on the streets of YouTube for funds, just like a homeless man makes a little dance, doesn't make you not a beggar, an e-beggar. Just camped here for funds. A YouTube squatter. You'll never get rid of them. But let's get back to the weakest link in all this gangsta shit, high council, and that's Jeremy. And his biggest secret. That's out in the open. And he's been gaslighting the fandom and the Star Wars fandom the whole time. Because, yeah, he likes Star Wars. I'm not going to debate that. But he loves one thing more. That's YouTube, stardom, and how does whatever he can to get there. Including just making another video because it's trendy. Now, if that's your opinion, that's your opinion. Okay. But the hypocrisy of him using call-out culture, calling out shills, dropping truth bombs is absolutely ridiculous based on his simple man beginnings. And this is how I know he's full of BS and just a barker bitch on YouTube. His ridiculous claims that he red-pilled himself about The Last Jedi on January 18th. Almost a full month after it was out. You know Jeremy, if you've ever seen the High Council. I was watching last night. Just to see how much I could watch without the super chat fiasco. Because that's where they lose my interest. That's why I can't really get through a whole episode anymore. But on last night's episode, he was talking about his website and how he could check trending things on his website and how he couldn't make a video on the Orville, so he got nerdrotic. Now, the reason I'm suggesting this is a topic to add to my argument is he obsesses about trends. And he has trend things. I'm not suggesting that your fans can't think for themselves. I'm suggesting that you can't. That you can't make another video without copying someone else's hot take first. Down to the thumbnails. Seriously. Have you watched another video and you're like, didn't I watch this somewhere else before? Never been a hot take that flippandflopper.com hasn't made, that hasn't been done better somewhere else first. And here's a YouTube secret for you. He's not very different than most of the YouTube community out there. Anyone that's willing to make fandom 100% of their income has some serious credibility issues. And then to be one that likes to call out others for their credibility. You know, shills. Because here's one for you. As bad as you viewers out there think John Campea is a shill for big corporations, he has more credibility than Jeremy of flippandflopper.com. You know why? He didn't delete another video! Delete another video! Jeremy, the rotten tomato of the Star Wars community, the movie review community, and the news community. The rotten tomato. Why do I call him the rotten tomato? Because he likes to delete stuff as much as they do. Now you might argue, okay, people's content changes. But if you're going to rant about Ruin and The Last Jedi, Star Wars, and Kathy for over a year, but you delete your own Last Jedi review after the trends went another direction. But you're a trailblazer! You're dropping truth bombs! And then making constant, lame-ass attempts to cover your tracks with stupid-ass exposed videos. I'm exposed. It's so ridiculous that someone would call me out. I'm too legit. If you value integrity in the review process and then want to call out others and delete your most relevant video to your whole channel is your original review, you need to be put in check. And then become a narcissistic a-hole trying to search out every single lame, bad thing, minor thing that's said about you and make another video calling out Blind Wave and a Star Wars channel that had under 1,000 subs and to bring in the whole council. That's the lamest shit I've ever seen. That's why I'm making this video. The lame crap I saw at Star Wars Celebration, and then the pathetic attempts at call-out culture on opposing opinions. About him. He'll never respond to this video. He's all drama, all bark, with no bite, and a fraud. You don't make over 100 videos calling out corporations and shills for deleting reviews and hiding the truth when you've done it yourself. Delete another video. Change your mind, but leave the proof. That's the truth. Here's a hint. Nothing tells you the integrity of a person more than when they try to go back and erase their mistakes. You made a mistake with the review. Okay. Leave it up so we could see. But that wouldn't fit. You know, he loves to talk about the narrative of Lucasfilm. That wouldn't fit his narrative as a trailblazer and dropping truth bombs. The reality is, he'll be twice as big as that Comic Co. and World Class BS. You know why? He's using YouTube tricks. I'm going to reveal some YouTube knowledge here. It's not the market determines the market. It's clogging the system, spamming it with the same content over and over. That tricks the algorithm. And if you're a working man and you want to play in this game, be prepared, because there's campers here with another video with the same content over and over. Now, why do I care that much? There's lots of reasons, but one of my biggest reasons is fans and fandom. We don't need to replace one master with another. And that's just a celebrity that's camped for funds. Someone that makes their income 100% fandom doesn't deserve your respect. You should question them. Question their motives. Do they care about Star Wars? Movies? Fandom? The Fandom Menace is the most accurate title ever for the council, because they're a menace to fandom. Now, some of them, not Jeremy, but some of them called out the dumpster fire and pointed to it. But do they want to put out the flames or abuse it with the bank? Keep withdrawing from the bank of fandom. So I go with the old saying, 3 strikes, you're out. For me, I wanted change. I wanted the fandom to come together, but I don't see it. And Jeremy's virtuous signaling about his integrity for review process and news is despicable, based on his simple man beginnings and deleting another video. Number 2 is his calling out, making mountains of molehills on other opposing opinions, like Blind Wave and that small channel that had under 1,000 subs. That channel, that YouTuber came and commented on my video. He was shocked that they went after him. The whole council, just for super chats. Yeah, you're real deal, man. Here's a super chat. Picking on a YouTuber that's under 1,000 subs. Real hardcore. And then the third reason that got me mad, that led to this video, is the boycott. And you warriors that are doing the hard work, and viewers that went on his live streams, paid him super chats, and asked, "Are you gonna boycott? Are you gonna I don't know if I support that. Whatever." And then, after the Alex Becker video came out, now he suddenly says, "I'm not gonna go." That's what it took, because he hangs by the YouTube celebrity by the pewds. His favorite. He thinks he's the next PewDiePie. You know how he says, "Wah wah whammin'? Whammin' respecter?" I think he said it more than PewDiePie now. He just jumps on trends, including others' slogans. Seriously. When's the next time you're going to hear him say, "Whammin' respecter? Whammin'?" This is the other reason. We lose credibility when the weakest link is the biggest, and it's built on BS. Every argument we have that's valid, it comes back to this asshat that always wears a hat. That's why I care. We're losing credibility. On last night's council, they said, "We don't support boycotts. We support boycotts." Yeah, Comico, I bet you do support buy. Buy everything you've got is more like, it's buy what I got instead of boycott. But here's the other reason I question his integrity. He won't publicly support it, but he'll profit off of it. He won't say, "I support you," but he'll sell you a t-shirt that says Boycott 9 and then delete another video? No, delete another t-shirt. So the next time you hear Jeremy say, "For another video," ask him, "Where's your original video?" Or why he won't support a boycott but will sell you a t-shirt for it. Or attack others having a conversation away from him, making a mountain out of a molehill. And then bow down to YouTube Star Wars royalty like Star Wars Explained. That was the first signs. No. The video missing was the first signs. That was another sign, was the Star Wars Explained deleted video. I'll show you mine. I have a couple of them. I'm the one that stopped that clickbait explained. Okay, you don't believe me? That's fine. But this is truth I'm giving you right now. 90% of the biggest YouTubers out there see someone else's video and copy it, making it for themselves. That's truth. And Jeremy has a lot to show for. Including, now, I'll admit, I apologized to him in the past after the Star Wars Explained debacle, because I still had hope. I'm like, Luke's my favorite Star Wars character, okay? I had hope for the future and hoped for an ally. You know how he was bringing on small YouTubers like, was it that Star Wars Dad? Stuff like that. That was nice. But then I realized, and I can't be 100% because I don't like to sign contracts, but Geeks and Gamers is now the biggest MCN in Star Wars. Here's another YouTube secret. All those collabs and friends, the real support. Most of the time, multi-channel network. There's a lot of reasons for Jeremy to shill towards trends and just hop on trends when they've already been made by a hot take by someone else. To push numbers, and if you join the Geeks and Gamers MCN, he gets profits of your channel too. So there's a lot of secrets of YouTube and a lot of crap that he's pulling. Okay, I've gone on and on about this. If you want to know more, or you think I'm full of it, hash it out in the comments. So let's get to the important part. Now that we've taken care of where we're at, let's talk about where we're going. I do support boycotts, especially warcotts, because it's fans coming together, speaking with their wallets, and putting some bite with all that bark. Now let's talk about Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, and how we're gonna boycott hard and bring it to Lucasfilm, and how the best way to do it. Now, you know my other video where I said D&D is going to be very difficult to remove because I think they went all in. You know my thoughts. I think Disney sniped them from HBO to give a blow to HBO. And they did it at all costs, leaving disaster in its wake. That's what Disney does. They snipe so-called talent, leaving disaster before they're ready to go. They were not ready to go. One thing that they are doing that's smart is they're not responding at all. If you notice, Ruin can't keep his mouth shut, but they have. And that's why they're more dangerous. They're at least smart. Their writing might not be smart, but they're smart about how they're handling the fan backlash. So it's going to be a difficult warcott, but it's one worth fighting for. And I need some warriors to jump on the warpath. If you complain, do something about it. So here's the plan. Because I'm no hero, just a madman. But I know how to get things done. Look at Ruin. Look at Kasdan. Not only did the boycott help stop Ruin Johnson's plans, it helped stop the nepotism at Lucasfilm from taking over with John Kasdan. Best script ever! Do you see the coincidence there? The best movie since The Empire Strikes Back, when they said that for Ruin. And then the best script ever on every show media site, constantly about Solo. Yeah, Kathy fired Lord and Miller, but it's the best script ever, so they need to redo it. Yeah, right. Before the boycott of Solo, Kasdan was going to write Indy 5. And you know that needs all the help it's going to get. So, even though I support fans everywhere, petitions, boycotts, if you're a fan and you're upset, I support you. The petition, let's be real. The petition craze is cray-cray right now, as much as KK cray-cray. So it's crazy right now. But the remake Game of Thrones Season 8 petition is one of the largest petitions ever in fandom. And we can't let it go. Don't start a new one that says we need to stop them from making the next Star Wars film, Knights of the Old Republic. Jump on the one that exists that's getting the most traction and bring it to 8 million. 8 seasons wasted. That's where I get the 8 from. We need to get it to 8 million before The Rise of Skywalker debuts. That's part 1. Part 2 is putting some bite with all that bark, and all you Star Wars fans that complain, all you Game of Thrones fans that complain, and you want something done? Wait. Even if you want to see The Rise of Skywalker, wait and give the warcott a chance. The only thing this movie has going for you, going for the masses, is that subversion perversion. And you have to see it before you're spoiled. That's the biggest marketing tactic out there. Why do you think they let Shills release spoiler videos ahead of release dates? It's because it's a marketing tactic. You better see it before you're spoiled, and then you get that opening weekend box office. Don't fall for it. There's nothing new. Still exploiting the characters they killed off, and the new ones are lame as heck. Using sound clips for the prequel and a title for a movie that's so vague they don't know what it means. That was changed at the last moment. They changed the title of The Rise of to Rise of Skywalker and put that sound clip in at the last moment because the trailer wasn't exciting enough without it. It could have been done by any fan. You know, fan trailers? Believe it. Those leaks of the title were true. So, that's the plan I propose. If you want D&D fired off of Star Wars, the only way to do it is step 1. Get that petition to 8 million for 8 seasons wasted of characters. Story development. 8 seasons wasted. You know, a boxer taking a dive for a payday? That's what D&D did for Star Wars. They did it for a payday. And then step 2, work hard. And if you're gonna bark, bite down too. So, Jeremy, and I'm speaking right to you now. How do you like my video? A real exposed video. And not the BS ones that you produce. That you leave up. Those you leave up. The BS. To gaslight the entire Star Wars fandom. You trend whore. So there you go, folks. Jeremy of FlippinFloppers.com, the Rotten Tomato of Star Wars and movie fandom community here on YouTube. The one that has less credibility than John Campea. Because as much crap as he gets my respect more than Jeremy. He doesn't delete another video of his reviews. And he doesn't call out others that... He doesn't call out Rotten Tomatoes constantly in the credibility of show media, but then hide his truth. Or try to sell you something he doesn't believe in. Or at least not publicly. Yeah, he won't support a boycott, but he'll sell you a t-shirt for it. And that was only recently he deleted that. Because I wanted to go back there, and I had a hard time finding it, but I did. And I'll end with this. I want to give it... I didn't even get... I know this was all over the place. It's one I thought about making a long time, but I wanted to be short. Of course I want to be short before I release this. Are you crazy? You know what it's going to... I know it's going to get me more heat. That it's not going to help my channel. I do care about my channel, but I don't ask for subs or whatever. I don't want to kill my channel. But here's what I want and what I really care about. And if you don't believe me, whatever. This is from the bottom of my heart. And I wear my heart on my sleeves. What I want from this movement is fans, not just in the movie. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Not just in the movie community. Not just in the video game community. Anime, whatever. A collective of fandom. And that's why I'm going to get to another shout out. I love the idea of the fandom collective. I don't want... Personally, I respect them. But I don't want to join a bunch of fanboys just for YouTube celebrities either. Because you want to know, for better or for worse, they've supported the High Council. Super chats. All these smaller channels, that's where they get their financial support. That's their bank. That's the bank of fandom. So a collective of fandom is something, and not the High Council submit. Bow down, and you can't get through 5 minutes without another Indiegogo or another thing you can buy. Again, I don't replace one master for another or a gatekeeper. You know what? I respect Captain Cummings, and I wish he would come back. Fans need to be included in the future of fandom. This is just as bad as before, this situation. So, I'm not a leader. I'm not a hero. I'm just a madman. And I want to join fans in a collective. Different opinions coming together and saying no. And then not buying in to t-shirts, Patreon, and every other paywall you could think of. Everything that starts on YouTube, guess what? There's another paywall to YouTube celebrity and stardom. And I question the integrity of someone that does that makes their job 100% fandom. So I say, give them all hell. Without respect, reject. Reject what Disney's doing. And don't support them in any way. Any way you can, at least. They're everywhere. And then, don't give in to paywalls. You pay someone on the internet, they're not a friend. And there's a lot better places you could spend your money on super chats. Did I even say, I've gone all over the place with this. Did I even say the hashtag? Yeah, Boycott is coming. Just like winter is coming. So we need to support the petition because it's got traction, and then boycott or work hard. So those are the 2 steps. If you want another video on that, comment below. And then the 3rd step that I have, my personal opinion, tell me if you want it too, is fans. A collective of fans. There's already a fandom collective. Now, they're a bit more fans of the Menace than I would like, but I respect fans coming together and not bowing down or submitting to masters or gatekeepers that constantly withdraw from the bank of fandom and take all the goodwill and never deposit anything back. Just take. The future is fandom. That goes for the boycott and for Star Wars. The future is fan film. And the future is fandom, not a high council or a menace of them. That's what I see. You may disagree, but I'm small, but I'm mad and mighty. I gotta end this video because I'm running out of space. I didn't get to a super chat, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I will definitely include one in the next video. Bye, guys.